Today I'll be talking about fractions, and under fractions I'll talk about what are fractions, forms of fraction, the forms of fractions. We have the Vulgar form of fraction, the percentage form of fraction, then the decimal form of fraction. I'll be explaining the Vulgar form of fraction. I will also explain the decimal form of fraction. I will also explain the percentage form of fraction. I will also list the types of fraction and explain them. What are fractions? Fractions are part of a whole or set of things. What do we mean when we say fractions are parts of a whole? I will illustrate this with a loaf of bread. This is a loaf of bread. This is a loaf of bread sliced into 5 parts. These slices of bread, these 5 slices of bread, 2 slices were removed. The slices of bread left are 3 in number. So, what are the fractions of slices removed? The fractions of slices removed are 2/5. The fraction of a slice taken out is 1/5. The other slice taken out is 1/5. When you add them, become 2/5. That's how you have 2/5, because 2 slices of bread were taken out. Let's look at fractions as a set of things. I'm going to be using set of balls to illustrate this. That set of balls are made up of 7 balls. We have 4 light blue balls and 3 red balls. The 3 red balls were removed, left with 4 light blue balls. Then, what are the fractions of the 3 red balls removed? The fractions of the 3 red balls removed are 3/7. 3/7. 3/7 are the fractions of the red balls removed from the set of balls. Let's proceed. The forms of fraction. What are the forms of fraction that we have? I told you earlier on that we have Vulgar form of fraction, decimal form of fraction, percentage form of fraction. What is Vulgar form of fraction? Vulgar form of fraction is the common and simple way of expressing fraction. It's the common and simple way of expressing fraction. That's the Vulgar form of fraction. It's the common and simple way of expressing fraction. We have all this as the Vulgar form of fraction. 2/3. 1/2. These are the Vulgar form of fraction. 2/5. And many more. Let's proceed. The other form of fraction is the decimal form. The decimal form of fractions are 0.8, 0.5. These are the decimal form of fraction. 0.4. These are the decimal form of fraction. 0.9. And many more. We have to note that Vulgar form of fraction can be converted to decimal form. For example, 4/5 will give us 0.8. This 4/5 is a Vulgar form of fraction. Now, it has been converted to decimal form of fraction. This is the vulgar form of fraction, while this is the decimal form of fraction. So let's proceed. Another example of vulgar form of fraction being converted to decimal form, we have 2/5. Vulgar form of fraction converted to 0.4, decimal form of fraction. I know some of you will want to ask, how do we get this 0.4? Or how do we get this decimal form of fraction, converting it from a vulgar form of fraction? Let me illustrate to you. 2 divided by 5. Can 5 go into 2? No. It's 0. You add decimal point to it. Immediately introduce this decimal point as 0 to 2, making 20. Can 5 go into 20? Yes. How many times? 4 times. That is how we have 0.4. Another example, some of you would like to ask, how do we get this 0.5? Can 2 go into 1? No. Put down 0, introduce decimal point, add 0 to 1, make it 10. Can 2 go into 10? Yes. How many times? 5 times. So that's how we have 0.5. So let's proceed. Now we are looking at the percentage form of fraction. In the percentage form of fractions, 100 is the denominator. The percentage form of fraction has denominator to be 100. For example, 60% is 60/100. 60% is equals to 60/100. When we are talking about the percentage form of fraction, the denominator is always 100. 70%, for example, is 70/100. 80% is 80/100. These are the percentage form of fraction. What about 90%? 90% is 90/100. And so let's move on to types of fraction. Number one type of fraction that we have the proper fraction. For the proper fraction, the top number, which we call the numerator, is smaller than the bottom number, called the denominator. For example, we have 3/4. 3 is the numerator, smaller than the denominator, 4. Another examples are 1/2. 1 is the numerator, is smaller than the denominator, 2. Another examples of proper fraction, we have 5/6. 5 is the numerator, smaller than the denominator. Another type of proper fraction, we have 4/7. 4 is the numerator, smaller than the denominator, 7. And many more. We have to know that the value for each of them, The value for each of the proper fractions that I've mentioned to you and many more, their values are always less than 1. For example, the value of 1 over 2 is 0.5. You can see it's less than 1. The value of 5 over 6 is less than 1. What do we have? We have 0.833. Is always less than 1. Their values are always less than 1. Let's move on to improper fraction. Improper fraction, for the improper fraction, the top number called the numerator is greater than or equal to the bottom number called the denominator. For example, 7 over 4 is an improper fraction because the top number, which is 7, the numerator, is greater than the denominator 4. So it is an improper fraction. Another example, we have 8 over 3. You can see that this 8, the numerator, is greater than the denominator 3. Another examples, we have 5 over 2. You can see that this numerator 5 is greater than the denominator 2. So when you see all these things, you know that they are improper fraction. And we have to note that the value of each of these improper fraction, their values are always greater or equal to 1. For example, 7 over 4 is 1.75. This is an improper fraction. The value is greater than 1 with a decimal fraction 0.75. Another type of improper fraction greater than 1 is 8 over 3. 8 over 3 will give us 2.666. So it's greater than 1. Another example, 5 over 5. It's an improper fraction because it's 1 exactly. So when you see all these things, you should know that it is an improper fraction. Let's move on to mixed fractions or mixed number. What are mixed fractions or mixed number? Mixed fractions or mixed number have a whole number and a proper fraction. Example of mixed fractions are 2 whole number 1 over 2. 2 whole number 1 over 2. This is an example of mixed fraction. Another example, as I said earlier, that the mixed fractions are made up of a whole number and a proper fraction. 2 is a whole number. The proper fraction here is 1 over 2. Here, 1 is a whole number. The proper fraction is 3 over 4. Let's move on. What is another example of mixed fraction? We have 5. We have 5 1 over 2. 5 is the whole number Then 1 over 2 is the proper fraction, and many more. And we have to know that the mixed fractions can be converted to improper fraction. For example, 2, 1 over 2 can be converted to improper fraction. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, 5 over 2. Mixed fraction, 1 whole number, 3 over 4. Let's convert to improper fraction now. 4 times 1. This 4, the denominator. Multiply this whole number, 1. It gives us 4. Plus this numerator, 3. It gives us 7. So 7 over 4. That's how we get it. Another mixed fraction converted to improper fraction. 5 whole number, 1 over 2. The denominator 2 times the whole number 5 gives us 10. Plus the numerator 1, 11. We have 11 over 2. That is how we convert the mixed fraction into improper fraction. This is where I end today's lecture. Stay tuned to this channel. Thank you for listening.